Be of good cheer. The news that is not for everybody. Madness in the streets, pandemonium. But welcome back to Visual Disturbance. Let's go.
Got one that can see.
Well, we got one that can barely see, but I'd see it good enough to know that the TV's staring back at me. Welcome back, everybody, back to Visual Disturbance. The news is not for everybody. Madness, like I said earlier, pandemonium, insanity upon us, and a psychological warfare that's going on. What is going on, folks? It's been a long time since I did news, and that's not for everybody. A few announcements here, just a few things real quick. The first thing, subscribe, share this thing out. I'm going to dust the particulates off, the ice dust or whatever, the spray dust that's been inundating our skies and causing chaos upon the land in the last, 48 hours or so, give or take. I hope everybody is safe, and I pray everybody is well out there in the winter vortex blizzard apocalypse or snowmageddon type of commentary, whatever word you want to throw at it. It's nefarious in its state. So that's all I'm going to say. One other thing, too, I want to thank y'all so very much for being patient with me here on the Visual Disturbance channel. Had a few, life situations happened. You know, the passing of my dad passed away. He passed away back in December. Then I had some medical things going on with my wife. And then a loss of life on that situation. There's some things I won't disclose and get into because it was just a lot to take in. So I've been kind of quiet on the channel. I just didn't want you all to think the channels went stagnant. I've been going through a lot of personal things. So thank you all for your prayers and your support. And God bless you all. But let's just get into this real quick. News that is not for everybody. So kid you guys not. Anybody out there has been watching me for a long period of time, we talked about giants, talk about UFOs. We talk about anything that goes. Bump in the night. And we haven't done a news that's not for everybody show for a long period of time. It's probably been months and months and months, and a lot of people have been asking for it. So let's go ahead and get into the anomaly that I seen last night. If you caught the short, and I will play that for you guys here in a few moments. About 1:30-ish in the morning Eastern Time, a.m. yesterday morning. Something was in the skies, folks, and this is what I seen. And it wasn't the devil staring back at me. It was, let's just say, light pillars coming from the sky. Right? Crazy apocalyptic ice crystals claim, I'm joking, but they are claiming that ice crystals or some type of compound in the sky, particulates, is causing light refraction, light reflection of some shape or form. But I kid you guys not, here in the good old Kentucky state, people was claiming that it was the lights from the cities, right? The blue light, excuse me, green light, I'm sorry. 5G, oh, I'm sorry. There's so many different things that involve Duke. I'm not talking about the basketball team, but anyways, there's a certain company out there that put up purple lights, but there's a lot of commentary around the Kentucky backwoods talking that is the reflection of night lights. And I can tell you guys right now, I can just imagine. We are looking for the aliens. Tick, tick, tick. You know, pushing the light switch on your flashlight. How many LED bulbs do you have? And for it to be able to do that, light pillars and reflect off the crystals and all that, pure madness is all I got to say. Pure, insane. There's no other words I can say about articulating how bizarro that is. Like, it's beyond the bizarro realm of understanding. So what do you guys think? This was in my backyard last night. Some very intriguing things. My first take on it, when I seen it last night, it was in a probably pretty much the big proportion of the sky, and it had me saying, hey, are we getting invaded? But guess what, folks? The meteorologist had it wrong. There was so many different scales and different participation. Y'all got that, didn't you? But they wasn't participating with the forecast, and there was things that we supposed to get 14 inches, blah, 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 and all of a sudden now we're getting ice, and I'm surprised the electricity's on for this broadcast. So, not only do we have ice crystals in the sky, what else do we have in the sky is the question. And I thought about this. I thought about they took out pretty much the East Coast and blocked in the Doppler radar and talking about this snow apocalypse. But what's above that? You know, the UAPs, UFOs, we talked about it many times on the daily what ifs. What if this is cloaking something, and then all of a sudden we have this temperature drop? We have rain coming down that's warmer than what's on the surface, and it's sticking to everything like it's the ice age of 2026. It's bizarro world out there, folks. Try not to knock on the meteorologist too much, but I thought that was kind of strange that if you have a forecast, a prediction of 14 inches, but you can't, the folks get 2 inches and then the rest of it's ice. I know, folks. I'm being a little critiquing there and probably a little harsh, but let's just play this video here. And it's pretty interesting. I'll let y'all watch it here. It's a short that I put up, and you can hear my, well, it's funny. I have my air unit on. So check this out real quick. It's kind of comical, but hey, welcome to News is Not for Everybody, because it is a comical show out there. Let's see. Here we go. And that's a little bit of visual disturbance land, but check that. You can't make this stuff up, folks. Oh my goodness. What is going on in the skies? We got snow, we got apocalypse of the snow Mageddon, and all these ice reflection, crystallization, something going on in the skies, folks. This is about 1 something in the morning, and you're seeing this anomaly in the sky, and the backyard anomalies here at the visual disturbance. But yeah, folks, it's pretty impressive as far as the timing of it all too, because after I recorded it, and probably wasn't even 2 to 3 minutes after that, it started dissipating. So it was the best view that I was possibly able to get for you guys. But what do you guys think? You know, is it light reflections? Is it sundials? Is it sunbeams? Is it alien activity communicating with pillars of light? I'm being a little sarcastic here because, hey, we're supposed to cheer up, folks, because the world is getting darker by the millisecond, and it seems like we're down into the abyss of nonsense, of, like I said, pandemonium of madness news. What's your all's take on this? Because I have my 2 or 3 things I could probably comment on to add to the conversation piece, but to me, it's bizarro, and for a light to be able to reflect to that level, it cannot be a street light, folks. It cannot be a street light. It can be a street light if you have the bat signal, and we're going to be talking about Batman here in a little bit, but something is just strange about the whole thing. It doesn't smell good, doesn't feel good, it doesn't look good. I just don't know. But here's the good part. There's all these beautiful people out there in the visual disturbance community, New Hampshire, different parts of the America here that was saying they seen the exact same thing, and I thought that was compelling. So what if it was around the same time frame, New Hampshire folks? I don't know, you're on a probably different time. No, you're not. At Rhode Island area, Dan, I think you're on Eastern time. So it's kind of ironic that we're seeing this at the exact same time. It's strange. Strange indeed. So speaking of strange, and the news is not for everybody, we talk about literally crazy topics. We can just be scatterbrained through the whole thing, and that's what I made this a news channel for, this news broadcast, to be scatterbrained, thought-provoking, and just have fun too, and actually talk about topics that it literally get the gears turning in our brains, what's left of our brains that ChatGPT has not taken from us. But other than that, hey, ChatGPT, what's left in my brain and visual cortex, I'm trying to keep it intact. Hey. But speaking of light beams and interstellar confirmation of his psychological warfare, check this out, folks. Check this out. So this one's got me too thinking, that we are not in Kansas anymore. And I seen this the other day and I wanted to do a show on it, but I've had so much catastrophic events happen to me in my personal life, I was a little delayed. So, get this. The U.S. confirms they have directed energy weapons and we're scaling them up. The United States has indeed publicly acknowledged the possession and ongoing development of direct energy weapons, primarily high energy lasers and high powerful microwave systems. Blah, blah, blah. Well, it's interesting to me that during this whole apocalyptic snowstorm, and then we had Greenland. We had Greenland going down. Greenland, the capital Greenland, I think it was called Nuuk. I think that's how you pronounce it. It was like going into DEFCON 10, no electricity. We had this statement being proclaimed 2 days ago on the 23rd. What's going on? We had the things over in Hawaii not too long ago. What is going on here, folks? What is really going on in our society? In our sky, the breakaway of civilization, whatever type of alien tech, fallen angel, fallen angel. But whatever it is that is masquerading around, we are being bamboozled. And I use that term a lot, or, miscombobulated, or use the new terminology for the new weaponry. What was it? The discombobulator. The discombobulator. So scaling them up, scanning the skies, literally looking like a grid in the air. It's like Roadrunner on steroids with Tron in the dystopian future of some type of sci-fi cyberpunk video game. Go check that. Well, don't go check it out. But there's like video games that have that type of existence, like The Matrix. So what do you guys think? Do you think they have direct energy weapons that they're scaling up and turning back the dial a little bit? Or is it the AI took over and we can't differentiate what the patterns and the forecast because the AI algorithm is telling us something different than what our tools are when it comes to testing the weather? Where are we? Crazy times indeed. Crazy times indeed. So, speaking of dodging and weaving, and talking about lasers and UFOs and molecular waves and magnetic fields and everything else, this one caught my attention. Caught my attention indeed on this one. So, to look at this particular thing here, if I can pull it up on the screen. Hello out there, everybody. The company, I've been looking into this, okay? So hear me out. You can get technological advancements from the ancient days when you think about linen or you think about cotton. But when you go to the store, can I get 100% cotton? Oh, that's you'll talk to the clerk or whatever, the clothing store. Can I get some just PJs that have something that can help me? That it's warm. Oh, yeah, they got cotton down there. They got cotton over there, sir. Well, take me to the section, right? And you go to the section, you're like, where's the 100% cotton? Oh, it's right over there. And you look at the tag, it says 20% cotton, 80% polyester. Shock waves across the community, folks. They're taking their frequency. God put things in place for a particular reason, because that's why he was talking about linen and cotton and all these different things when it comes to the biblical narrative, because, hey, if you look into that, take a deep dive, we're not going to talk about it, but it does subtract and add, and you don't want to be subtracted, you want to keep adding when it comes to frequency waves. But hey, this is not a new age type of mentality, thought-provoking conversation. I just want to throw it out there. So, anyways, this company here creates beanies that block Wi-Fi and 5G, 5th-generation radiation from entering your head. And I don't know about you guys, but I need about 45 of those caps. There's 10 to 100 of those caps on and a whole towel or a blanket to wrap around in, because this is the way it goes, folks. This is the way it goes. You'll be sitting there. You'll have a thought in your mind. You're getting ready to write it down or getting ready to type it, and all of a sudden, before you know it, your phone is communicating in some type of technological way of a telekinesis pathway, and it's already there for your all convenience. Yeah, welcome to the new world. I don't like it, folks, but hey, I like to joke around in the darkness and try to bring light to the world. So, when you think about this logically, and you can't articulate to type it or write it because you forget it, you're being inundated with technological advancements that they say, and they're like reading their minds. I remember we did a program, I think it was News is Not for Everybody in 2024 or 2025, talking about the technology to control individuals' thoughts and be able to read people's minds and dreams and visions and all these different things with the device called Halo. Hello! But seriously, they had a device called Halo that they could read your thought patterns and be able to talk and be able to categorize your dreams and supposedly back them up. I haven't seen it yet, but what's going on, right? So I know there's been many companies jump on this as far as the wavelength, these frequency patterns, and then to me, I'm over here going, like for example, if I have like some type of like uh, old school song, a secular song come in my mind, and I can speak it, right? But it's interesting they have like ham radios, different radio frequencies, and it just blows my mind when before we even got to the CDs and stuff like that, we had the 8 tracks, we had all these different technology and the cassette tapes. Who can remember the cassette tapes? Who can remember the eight tracks, right? A lot of younger folks don't remember those times, but you could sit there and push the dial, the radio frequency. And here I am, probably on back in the day, like Stranger Things, which I don't really subscribe to that, but I was always trying to manipulate the signal and hook up to the walkie-talkie, go out and take the CB radio and manipulate it in some shape or form to communicate with my dad and to be able to walkie-talkie. I was doing all kinds of stuff, folks. But my point is to this is when you can pick up military and applications, military frequencies with ham radios, and that's why you have to have a license, folks, okay? When you can pick these up and you can navigate around this madness and you can pick up signals that you're not supposed to be in, what if it's the opposite? So you have input, output, right? So what if the output, this signal situation, this frequency of like latency of Wi-Fi communications, internet communications, all these different frequencies inundating you all the time. And let me explain why. This is my best interpretation. So buy your toboggan or your hoodie while supplies last to create a barrier around your head. So this is the type of stuff that makes you delusional, okay? So I'm going to throw something out here. This is something that just happened the other day. So when you go to the store, and this is coming from a milkman. I used to be a milkman. If anybody doesn't know that, it's pretty comical. My occupation used to be a milkman. Okay, I've seen this many times. It's textbook. Okay, this is what you hear: we're all going to not make it. We are in this together. There's going to be a super anomalous type of snow cloud come over and take us out, and it's going to be an inch of snow. An inch. Well, Kentucky, we shut down. If it starts if there's like a skimp of snow, just a skimp, like a little just nugget of snow, shut it all down. It's the state of emergency. Well, the poor milkman and the bread men, they're out there trying to run around and trying to survive like it's the zombie apocalypse. Okay, so a milkman's already been trained. When somebody drives and they're trying to drive around you and trying to divert you off the road so they can get your milk out of the back of your box truck, we got us a problem. Okay, that happened. I'm telling you, when I talk like this in third person, I'm talking like it's legitimately it's not a story. It's legitimately a fact. So when they're trying to dodge and try to run you off the road so they can like get you and pay you cash for your gallons of milk, it's because they've been psychologically not able to retain the rabbit ears, which we don't have anymore, or the digitalized ears, or the telephone ears, or the transmitter, or whatever type of molecular structure, gun raised type of laser mechanism that's coming down from the sky. And my point is, when you go in to buy 1 gallon of milk and you buy 55 and you say, I got to freeze them all, and you're going to be stuck in the house for 2 hours from a skimp of snow, Houston, we have a problem. So this is what I'm saying. If you're inundated with stuff, these psychological advertisements type of thing, makes you think of Blade Runner. This is what I'm talking about. It's like MK, on steroids. MK Ultra is what I'm referring to. When you cannot comprehend the reality that you go in for one thing of eggs and one thing of milk, and you hear the music playing in the background, and it gets you pumped, all over the intercom. And then you'll hear like a secular song that resonates through, like that goes back to somebody like in my age, like I'm on the outside. You got Aaron Lewis, that type of song going on. It was like the same repetitive stuff, right? Or, rap song, it's going down, meet me in the club, it's going down. Seriously, folks, this is the type of music we get played in the Kentucky area, okay? So it's probably a lot worse now. But what I'm getting at, it's the same gurgitated mess. Okay, Goo Goo Dolls, and I don't know your name. And then all of a sudden, you're like, I've only got $10 in my pocket. but I've got to charge my credit card and spend $10,000 on milk. And your cooler space is not even enough to obtain the 55 gallons that you bought. But you'll be like freaking out and trying to drink it all in one setting in one night. I'm not kidding you, folks. This is a problem. This is a communication issue. This is like letting your temple be inundated with signal that is not good for consumption. I'm just saying, there's a problem, especially when people are willing to run you off the road. I'm talking about coming from a milkman, or literally yelling at you that you don't get the milk in the store fast enough because they're taking it from you. That's a sickness. There's a disease. There's something wrong. It's disease. Your brain is not cognitively there. You're thinking about what somebody told you, and you're going into tribal-like mindset. And then there's a thing called the last 5 years, that's what I refer to, that was literally done on purpose to change the paradigm of our reality, to change how we think, how we articulate things, how we perceive thoughts, how we understand things. And I can tell you right now, we have failed miserably, because 10 years ago, people would literally try to attack me if it was going to have an inch of snow on the ground. No joke. Insane. Incompetence. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I have done it. This is why I'm literally putting a warning out. It's very scary for what you listen and what you let your mind, like basically see with your eyes, and what you hear, how you conjure it up, how you think, and then all of a sudden it's in manifestation mode where you got a truck ton or a whole truckload of milk. Seriously, folks, and it'll go expired in 2 weeks or less. So welcome to the Twilight Zone in 2026. And not only that, this poor soul here, I'm not making fun of them. This was in another state, literally just a few days back. So this is news and not for everybody. If you're just now tuning in, please subscribe, share us out. Let me know how you think this show is popping off. It's been a long time since I've been live. Dusting the shoulders off, dusting the dust off, folks. Good old Kentucky boy from the Bluegrass State, trying to make it happen here in the 10 o'clock Eastern time hour. But yeah, speaking of MK Ultra and being altered state, when you go to Walmart and get you a $10 Rubbermaid tub, and then you go across the street to the Marathon or whatever type of gas station you can find, and you start panicking, right? I mean, you're panicking. Pure pandemonium. This is madness on this picture right here. Pure madness. Tell me, folks, do we need to donate a beanie, please? Because I am literally worried, and I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to make fun of this individual, but I can tell you people have literally passed away or got really severe injured doing this nonsense, okay? So Rubbermaid boxes, get them full. If you fill your tank up, get you a couple more buckets full of Rubbermaid boxes and try to splash it and walk it out. Walk it out. I mean, you'll be walking it out right. You'll be walking it out right to Jesus when your vehicle explodes. Seriously, forgive me. And it'll be swamp gassing it out of the exhaust pipe. It will not be good. This is literally madness. Not too long ago, there was an individual poured gasoline in his tailgate and wrapped it up with a waterproof liner on the long wheelbase of the bed of the truck. Poured gas in it. It was sloshing. Literally driving over the cracks and crevices, just sitting there just sloshing back and forth. And all of a sudden, all somebody's got to do, hey, what's up, man? You know, be at the gas pump. Somebody be like, a lot of, accidentally, and all of a sudden, kaboom. This is sad. This is what I'm saying. I guess I'm going to have to start selling beanies on Visual Disturbance and put the Visual Disturbance logo on there. Insert cognitive ability. I'm not saying that I know everything, but I mean, that'll be a reminder just for sarcasm. They'll be like, man, you having a visual disturbance today? I sure am. When there's Rubbermaid boxes with literally 87 proof unleaded gasoline sloshing in the back of your truck. Talking about a bad detail day. Okay? It's going to cost $2,000 to clean your back or your hatch out, literally, of your lovely Escalade. Okay? It's going to be not good. Not good, folks. Not good. I can only imagine. We are living in some type of literally paradox. I've never felt so uneased about how our society's going, okay? And let me just put it in perspective for you. AI is at the forefront of this. You can just put whatever type of whatever up against it. AI is putting us in a psychiatric literally psychological warfare. There's literally Stockholm syndrome on steroids, folks, and we've literally are being cultivated into something that we cannot perceive. I'm sorry. I really am. I'm sorry if I make people feel bad. I'm not trying to whatsoever, but don't put gasoline in a Rubbermaid box. There's the number one rule of news is not for everybody, and the pure madness in Pandemonium in the streets. Don't do it. I don't care if it's 5 feet, 20 feet down the street. It's going to spew out everywhere. Safety measures, folks. Let's go back to the basics. Okay? Back to the basics. So here's another one. News is not for everybody, folks. Welcome to the channel. This one's a deep one. This one's a deep one. This one's a deep one. Let me ask you all a question real quick. This is going to make you blow your mind. I'm coming from a milkman standpoint and a point of view, folks. Okay? I always ask how the cows get so much milk. Now, I know I've seen these facilities and everything and how it works. I get it. But that's a lot of milk. But the question is, where's all the burgers come from? Well, this slide here, I pulled this off the internet the other day. I thought I would incorporate it. Not going to say much on it because I'm going to respect the algorithm. But all McDonald's in the U.S., 150 cows per day, 78 million pounds of beef per day. How is that possible? $1 million question. $1 million question. And there's somebody in the chat. I'm not going to refer to what that's in the chat, but I know exactly what you're saying, folks. Sick and demented we go. Back to Solvent Green. So I'm trying to wordplay it there. So y'all like that, right? But anyways, sick and demented. And will say this real quick. I'm just going to say this real quick. In your local area and where you're at, there's not many cemeteries being, let's just say, expanded. The cemeteries are not being expanded. So, that's all I'm going to say. So, sick. Let's get that off there because it's making me sick. It's making me sick. So, let's just go back to this good old-fashioned gas. The gas. So, don't want to go there, folks. But yeah, just ponder on that for a minute. 78 million pounds of beef. But seriously. Well, anyways. And how do they keep recalling stuff and not taking it underground for the underground facilities? I mean, come on, folks. Let's not be foolish. The Bible talks about foolishness. The Bible talks about being lazy. The Bible talks about being I guess the terminology would be to use so thinking that you're a superior, the Pharisee type of mindset. Like you got all knowledge, but, a lot of people don't like to take those risks to ask those big questions. Gotta ask those big questions, folks. Well, speaking of, it's just happened the other day. Let's just move on from the gasoline to the burgers. Boom. This one happened the other day, just 2 days ago. I thought it was really interesting. January 23rd, 2026, a moon meets Saturn and Neptune, a rare triple conjunction where the moon, Saturn, and Neptune align to create magical celestial smiley face in the nighttime sky. So, folks, I don't know about you all, but if you all seen this in your all's neck of woods, it must have been another country. But if you live in Italy or somewhere to that level, let me know. Let me know in the comments below, and let me know and I'll give you all a shout out there if you're from Italy or wherever you are. Welcome all walks of life to Visual Disturbance channel. I love this. I enjoy doing this. And this is just a laid back, casual, kind of fun humor. So I try to be real serious off and on here. But like if you're just now tuning in, I do joke around a lot. This is what news is not for everybody, because every time that you hear the traditional news, it puts you in such a funk because it's just always like this. We have the weapons, but we don't know where the destruction is. Forgive me, folks. I gotta stay on task here. But y'all get what I'm saying. Mind control, mind control. But yeah, folks, it looks like the movie Alice in Wonderland. Don't follow Alice down the rabbit hole. You know, the cat that smiles, it's up on the tree. Maybe it's a Mandela. Joking. Mandela make you yellow, right? You remember we kind of joke around with that. But yeah, so moon meets Saturn and Neptune with rare conjunction. Maybe that's what I seen the other night. Maybe it wasn't not. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was not. I just fell off the table. No, I'm just kidding. But maybe it wasn't what I seen in my backyard smiling back at me. Pretty insane time. So if y'all seen this in y'all's news feeds or what have you, let me know in the comments below or in the chat if y'all seen this. If you know anything about it, if you've lost your mind and you think that you're not able to even be conduitive no more, I shouldn't have said that. Forgive me. But if you're not wearing your beanie hat and you're putting gasoline in your Rubbermaid box in the back of your truck, you probably don't see this. But yeah, Saturn and Neptune moon, and it's very intriguing indeed and very scary that I got, I wish this was something in my backyard and I could have took a picture of it so I could present it tonight. But speaking of a little cray-cray, y'all know what I'm talking about. A lot of people are like, man, you're too old to say cray-cray. How old do you think I am? I mean, you think I'm like 70s, 60s, 50s, 40s? What do you think I am? Am I a time traveler? According to some folks out there, some of my friends in ministry work, they think they're time travelers. People have said that about my friends. They said that they're a time traveler clone or something to that magnitude. It is unbelievable, the rhetoric I hear online. It is unfreaking believable. So forgive me for mentioning that. But yeah, speaking of this is what's unbelievable. This guy. My name is Batman. I am Batman. Could you imagine a college talking about this? Well, we're going to talk about it. When I was in school, I remember drawing Batman. I was Batman. Every Halloween that come around, I dressed up as Batman. I draw Batman on every crack and crevice. If it was I don't care what it was, a piece of notebook paper, I'm drawing Batman. One of my favorite action figures and probably one of my favorite things in the past, but I don't get into it anymore because I found out that Batman is derived from some type of, let's just say, fairy tale, folklore. No, I'm just kidding. Demonic, something from back in the ancient days of antiquity. So, welcome to Batman world. But yeah, this is a rear, hey buddy, going hillbilly on you. I'm trying my best to talk, sophisticated and intelligent and high IQ. We're in this together, is what I hear about all the time in Kentucky. We're in this together with our green light special. Sorry, folks. There's just a little insert of humor. If you're from Kentucky, you probably know what I'm talking about. But yeah, get her done. But speaking of a university, a rare university a course called The Science of Batman. You can't make this stuff up, folks. Was actually taught in Canada, and yes, it is counted for credit. At the University of Victoria, the students use Batman as a pop culture case study to explore human psychology to peak performance through exercise science. And the class broke down physical training, mental resilience, injury tolerance, and how close real humans can get to superhero level abilities. Turns out Batman isn't just fiction, he's a syllabus. So, let me just put this to you in perspective here. Okay. Have you ever watched a movie? Speaking of putting your beanie on in your Faraday cage. Have you ever been in the movie you're like, dude, I can't wait, man. I just watched everything. I can be Batman. I watched every kung fu video game, every type of narrative that you ever thought, and makes you insane, man. I've got all the moves. I can be G.I. Joe. I can be Luke Kane from Mortal Kombat, whatever it is. And I love Batman because he's got this really cool rich guy that goes around doing cool things at night. Ever watch movies like that? And before you know it, by the time you're walking out, you're all like miscombobulated, right? And you must be getting hit with that signal, that light signal, you know what I'm saying? And you go and you're all like tired because you ate like too much Skittles and candy and Red Dye number 40, and then some popcorn and some soda to rot your brain. And by the time you're literally getting home, you're like, I can't wait to be Batman. I want to be Christian Bale, George Clooney, everybody. Think about it, folks. Think about it. And we made a course, accredited course for this. Welcome to News Is Not For Everybody, folks. But I remember something so specific. I did a show on it. The powers that be spent like $100,000 to see if his fingers, when he clicked, that he could disrupt and change the universe. A Marvel character, folks. I am Thanos. I make you disappear. Our money was presented to study Thanos, a comic book character movie from Marvel, to see the flicking, if it worked. So welcome to the Twilight Zone, folks. Somebody give me a couple $100,000 and you won't see me doing this. I can tell you right now, you won't see me doing this. I'll be using the money for productive ways, for doing something to build something and to do things to better people. Hello. Be sitting there clicking my fingers. I just don't get it. I'm so pathetic. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, no. Can't you go? I mean, for real, folks. There's a little bit of comedy tonight. I can't help it. I just can't help it. I just can't help it. I just can't. So, yeah, there's a course. If you want to go sign up, and a lot of folks that watch this channel are from Canada, God bless you guys, and thank y'all for being here. But if you want to take a college course on this, go for it. I'm not going to make fun of it. Hey, check it out if you get an opportunity. Get an accredited course while courses last. News is not for everybody, folks. Speaking of exploding trees, I put this on Facebook, and a lot of people was laughing and making all kinds of commentary about it, but it's actually a thing. No joke. Exploding trees is coming to a theater near you or a place near you, but I'm not making that up. That is truly something that happened, and exploding tree warning have been out and been told. I think it's in the North Dakota area, Minnesota, and Wisconsin, and they're talking about this right here. They're talking about cold temperatures and literally exploding trees. The science behind it at -20 or colder, sap as trees freezes. So the sap starts popping and the ground starts breaking, and all of a sudden you got a blowtorch. But yeah, field expands, can crack tree, cracking noise, not an explosion. Boom, shakalaka, there you go. The trees are getting up and walking, and the lava flows. So watch out, anybody out there, for exploding trees, because the temperature is going down like a disease. Seriously, tonight it is getting insane. We're going to be having temperatures around the -10. So I can't wait. Then Tuesday it's going to be like a negative something, negative. Antarctica temperatures, might as well just throw it at -75. Turn on the weather machine over there in Greenland and watch it pop. Pop, lock, and drop it. You know what I'm saying? So turn on the ancient 50,000-year-old weather machine, weather manipulator, and turn this thing on. Let's get it on. Let's crack it up. You know what I'm saying? Let's crank this bad boy up. So speaking of cracking up, literally, and on this subject of literally freezing rain and freezing things to that level, let's just pop this on right here. Have y'all seen this? Speaking of, this went viral just recently. This is, well, you got spaghetti. So, I guess, you know, the temperatures got so cold, they got the busting trees, but when you hover us, I guess this is not artificial intelligence or AI imagery, but according to the account, spaghetti was so cold, the fork stuck up in the air, and then all of a sudden you got $150,000 worth of art. No joke, folks. I did a show not too long ago. It was actually a couple years ago. Some stunt or something in New York, somebody put a piece of tape and took a ripe banana from the grocery store, slapped it on the wall, and somebody bought it for $150,000. So this person right here should be able to break waves of making $200K off of this, right? I mean, how much more crazier can we get, folks? I'm not making this up. But anyways, yeah, let's just watch this little video. Let's have some fun. Well, it can't be artificial intelligence, can it? I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it's fake. They say that it is authentic and it's legitimate video. So think about that, folks. It's so cold the spaghetti is floating over the top of the plate. So I guess it's the superhuman capabilities that I was referring to earlier. Sarcasm injected here with the Batman course. I guess if you take the Batman course, you can make spaghetti freeze. You can make gasoline slosh in the back of your Escalade. And you can prevent forest fires too. Well, like old Smokey the Bear. So there's some other sarcastic remarks. But speaking of a little spray make you go cray, y'all know I got to say this real quick on the channel. Not only do we have a explosion matter, we have a physical matter of something. If you want something and you can't go to your local store and you can't find anything, and you want like a dessert, go outside and get you a little nano type of side dish. Take a good huff and a puff, and don't blow your house down, because they're already doing that. But yeah, a little spray make you go cray. Don't take a big whiff And look at that beautiful sky there, folks. The cloud formations are just marvelous, right? There's some sarcasm there with that. But yeah, a little spray make you go cray-cray. Stay away from the puff in the sky, okay? The spider webs with the Hopi prophecy talked about. Don't get around the puff, okay? Because we've had enough. We've had enough of the puff. We've had enough of it. We've had enough of it. So, thank you so much. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, glad to see you too. Glad to see you here. I'm enduring and making it happen. Thank you so much, Diane. But yeah, so not only do we have that going on, did y'all see the news just recently? And we did a program here not too long ago about a particular, well, let's just say something. Let's just say that. I'm going to try to cover this up so I can show it without getting a copyright, because we got to respect other people's content. But not too long ago, we talked about a particular topic about something that was going around, and there's a certain place, and I've tried to cover some of it up. But this is literally talking about the powers that be, talking about our technologies permit us to manipulate time and space. Sorry, it's cut off there for everybody there. And so I have a video I'm going to play, and I remember this video very well because we displayed it here on the channel. And we talked about a particular topic about 0-point energy and talking about literally Tesla technology. So check this out, folks. This is, I forgot. This is the gentleman from Lieutenant General Stephen, and I'm not going to say his last name, but he was literally talking about energy from space. So we're going to watch this video again.
Energy, the seed corn of all development, all growth, all survival, energy. So energy, transportation, information, and manufacturing, these are the things that change humanity, that will change world power, and they are descending upon us in ways that are very unique. The technology is on the engineering benches today, but most Americans and most in Congress have not had time to really look deeply at what's going on here. But I've had the benefit of 33 years of studying and becoming friends with these engineers and these scientists. This technology can be built today with technology that is not developmental to deliver any human being from any place on planet Earth to any other place in less than an hour. To deliver Wi-Fi from space, where you never need a cell tower to connect. To deliver energy from space, where you never have to plug your phone in and it trickle charges, and you can use that energy over time. It can be...
I'm just going to be straight up with you guys. We're in the bluegrass state right now. We're about 70 years behind, according to the folks in California and all over the other part of the continent and everywhere else. But good old state of Kentucky, we are still back in the little house in the prairie days, and we cannot literally cognitively think too much because the powers that be have literally took away things that we could have had back in the 1800s, and it's not our fault, and I get very adamant about it. There is technology that's been suppressed upon this nation, especially here in the good old state of Kentucky, because Kentucky has a powder keg of information when it comes to building, let's just say, spacecraft, ingenuitive stance as far as dystopian future, and you can take that to the bank because I've got the maps and I understand. I've looked and did the research 10 years ago, and I know where the minerals are and where these locations are going. So it's interesting these AI mechanisms, AI factories are going up right where I did literally look at the topography maps, and you see these ancient sites that had abundance of materials, and here we are playing around with manipulation of time and space. So according to this account, according to this video here, we have the ability to drive or to teleport somewhere in just a matter of, 30 minutes or so, give or take. We can't even go to the store right now. We are in complete lockdown mode. Everything's a block of ice, and here soon, 25-mile-an-hour wind current's going to come by and blow our electrical power out of oblivion because the weight of the electrical lines have ice literally stacked on it, and when the 25-mile-per-hour wind comes, God help us, right? So I guess... beam me up, Scotty. Let's get it on. Let's take it to another level, and let's break down and get down with the sickness, right? Ooh, you know what I'm talking about, that old song, the rock song. Get down. Anyway, it's my sound effects. I don't even have to have a soundboard. You know what I'm saying? You don't even have a soundboard. That's the best I could do with a dry throat, folks. It's getting late. But what are your all's thoughts on this? Okay, what is your all's thoughts? Okay, do we have the ability to jump space time continuum and go like the quantum leap and jump across the seven seas and go to Machu Picchu, wherever we want to go, Tenochtitlan, or to Gobekli Tepe in a matter of seconds and have a little heyday? I'd like to have a cup of tea on the old pillar of the Stonehenge. And then I'm going to go back to Kentucky and watch all the rhetoric and watch all the suppression and insanity and people talking craziness. Welcome to the Twilight Zone, folks. Welcome to the Twilight Zone. Craig Hagan, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm going to have a super chat thing. I don't really advertise that much, but God bless you guys for supporting the channel. And I appreciate it very much. My hillbilly talk and, even the way I walk. If you see me in real life, I literally have a cane and I have a little balance issue and vision issue. So, yeah, I walk the walk and talk the talk, okay? Hello. But I try to endure the end and literally try to just, like I said earlier in the broadcast here, just be a light to the world and I want to inspire people. I want to all be like upbeat about humanity, not get so in disarray about every single facet that comes down the black screen. You know what I'm saying? You turn it on, and in 99% of your day, you're being subjected to MK Ultra. You know what I'm saying? It's just 24/7, 24/7. You know, we're in this together. We're in this together. The aliens are on the way. The aliens are on the way, folks. The volcano explosion, it just exploded, you know, all the time. Something. And by the way, something did happen, and volcano did have an eruption in Hawaii the other day. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So speaking of that's unbelievable, check this out, folks. Check this out. Speaking of time-space continuum, let me see if I can pause this before it blows the screen up and blows the audio up. Did you all just hear recently just what happened a couple hours ago? Can you imagine what happened? I can. This is fun right here. This is fun times. So this is, I've been pushing the wrong button the whole time. Hello. Anyways, this just happened. Miami was literally, it's breaking news a couple hours ago, about 4 hours ago, give or take. Anybody from Florida, Miami airport evacuated, reason unknown. I haven't figured it out yet. We don't know what it is. We don't know what's going on, but I can tell you what the speculation was a couple years ago. You remember the Las Vegas event and the aliens of Miami, the aliens of Miami. You know what I'm saying? And those people literally seen the what was it? They had the spirit machines like Egon from Ghostbusters, and they started singing 8-foot tall Vikings and all kinds of speculation. But is it happening again? Are we having the Miami report? This is just a 12-second video here, but just literally people. Hey, you can see. That's a sure lot of people for literally traveling in Miami this time of year. So I guess they're getting away from the ice, but they're all literally evacuated. I don't know if there's been any change, but literally that was 4 hours ago. Is there the UFOs again? Is the 8-foot tall men coming through the shadows, looking at you through the glass? Don't know how much time has passed. Manipulation time, 'cause forever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I kind of had those last few words there. But it's an old song, right? So was they looking through the looking glass? Seriously, y'all know what I'm hitting around. And getting ready to break through the glass, you know, the firmament. But anyways, the things above, or something on a spiritual level, or a portal stance. Sarcasm interject there. But yeah, there's probably nothing really going on. In Miami, it's just probably some, you know, planes having to shut down or whatever because there's like some tornadic weather and storms and crazy anomalies in the sky. So it's probably nothing really serious, but it was just fun to kind of speculate there for a few moments, right? Come on now, folks. Stay with me. Stay with me. So yeah, back to Miami we go. Back to Miami. I've been there a couple times. Well, excuse me, one time. And then back off the boat I did and came back. So, been there twice. But shout out to everybody in Florida. So, let me know in the comments below, in the description, or at the chat. Let me know if you all know anything about going on in Miami. Strange times. Strange times. So, speaking of, this is going to be fun. You're going to love this one. You're going to love it. So, I don't know if it's true or not, but speaking of the apocalypse and the thumbnail, if you haven't inhaled enough of this, get you some of this. So I thought this was really funny. I thought it was like an AI like rendering thing, but apparently people was online was kind of wrestling with it and saying, hey, it was legitimate. It was art. It was accurate. It was something to that level. So I had to throw it in here. The news is not for everybody. Snow and ice run off this weekend may awaken mountain crabs. You don't want them crabs, though. Okay? From 68-year hibernization, we have these Blue Ridge Mountain crabs could submerge. They could emerge. I mean, seriously, folks, you just gotta laugh. You can't make this stuff up, folks. Is this legitimate? I wanted to put this in here to kind of throw a wrench in the motor, and basically the radiator fell out when I did that. But we got icy crabs. We got icy crabs. 68-year hibernization. Hibernization. Y'all caught that, didn't you? Oh man, it was so ironic about it. They literally just disclosed 60 years ago, back in like the 1960s, he was talking about letting presenting the public in 60 years. We'll see how it feels about this particular aerodynamic type of craft looking thing. It wasn't a TR, what are they, TR-38s? I think that's what they call the triangles. I might have that wrong, forgive me, but the TR-3s or whatever. But this was a particular new UFO phenomenon. So it's kind of ironic that it's around the same time frame. 60 years ago they said that. Now 68. We got the hibernation type of creatures coming here with the Blue Ridge Mountain crabs. You can't make this stuff up, folks. I'm on one tonight. Okay, forgive me, forgive me. And I will say this: even in the darkest of times, I try to be really upbeat and just literally always remember what I would tell my dad and my family and hold to my original beliefs and never steer away when it comes to the things I truly believe in. You know what I'm saying? Like when you talk about the Nephilim, the biblical narrative, and really it encapsulates your mind and you marvel after these things because the words of that, you just think the biblical things are just so great, you know. And there's so many other things too, but that is one thing that I hold to a high regard and thank you, Jesus, you know what I'm saying? But I can only imagine down in the Blue Ridge Mountain where the crabs are flowing, hibernization coming my way. Down in the snowfields. I'm just making this up on the fly, by the way. My snow and ice on the way. It's crazy, folks. Okay. It's crazy. May awaken mountain crabs. So look out for those large crabs, folks. The infestation, total annihilation. News is not for everybody. Welcome to where the bluegrass grows and anything goes. News is not for everybody, folks. Share this out. I appreciate you all so very much. So, speaking of a few more things I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to go ahead and throw that milk up on the screen there just for fun, entertainment purposes only. But that is seriously something that happens, folks. It really does happen. So, it really does. I can't. Crabs in the mountains, we flow. I mean, forgive me, folks. So, let me get my notes here. I got sidetracked. Star Trek. I got Star Trek. They came and got me, manipulated my time, and it's. Oh, man. Good times. Good times. So, there was something I was going to show you specifically, but I literally got so miscombobulated and total annihilated. My brain pattern just shot completely over. I need one of those beanies. I need one of those toboggans that I was referring to earlier to keep my brain from being zapped. I'm saying too much truth here tonight, folks. The space-time continuum in the quantum field has been manipulated. I got one can see, but it's in a different realm. I'm looking at the chat too, so forgive me. Oh, man. But anyways, I can't find it. Well, yeah, I can find it. There you go. No, that's a CGI situation. Forgive me. But this is what you get for News is Not for Everybody. I literally got sidetracked, but that's okay. That's what it's all about, folks. Oh, yeah, this right here. I got to show this. Now, my wife would be very upset, and we always like to throw a little goofy thing in here. Well, I think the goofy thing was the crabs. But check this out, folks. Check this out. If you're not a Spiders fan, please, Spider, not Spider-Man. If you don't like spiders, a disclaimer here, please do not watch the screen. If this makes you, well, if you have a phobia. But anyways, look at this. Spiders. Literally lots of spiders. They're not snow spiders, but somebody has these and they're literally breeding them. Watch this. That's a bad day right there. That's a bad day. That's a bad day. I don't know about you guys, but that's a bad day right here. It's a really bad day. It's the person that owns this is like beating the side of the glass and like making. I mean, it's like making rap music or something. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Spider Man, is that you? But listen, folks, this has got to be Kentucky. Okay, this footage has got to be from Kentucky, folks. We got lions, we got tigers, we got bears. Oh my! But I'm not kidding you. We got folks that own them. We're not talking about the good old woods. We got folks out there. Not they probably got tarantulas, but I know for a fact there's a chimpanzee. There's literally a camel down the road. There was a tiger, but it went to a zoo, and there was a mountain lion not too far from here about 4 years ago. So welcome to literally Noah's Ark 2.0. Not throwing any gaslighting or making fun of Noah or the Bible, but it literally looks like Kentucky might be the last. That maybe that's why there's so much ice and destruction coming, because there's something going on here. Because I kid you not, that legitimately is a thing. But this folks right here, this individual right here, they're playing like beats, beating to the spiders, beep 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 beep. I mean, seriously, beating some type of different music that I want to be playing around in. Okay, so this is where when you, well, I'm not gonna say it, but anyways, speaking of a spider fire and literally Rubbermaid boxes with fuel in it, that's a bad combination, and it's not something you want to be playing around with whatsoever. So, well, I guess that might be the end of the broadcast. No, I'm just kidding, but I'm going to give a shout out to everybody out here. Welcome everybody to News is Not For Everybody. I want to thank y'all so very much, and thank y'all for the super chat. There's a guy that used to watch on YouTube. Super chat. He's from another country, but he was a really cool dude. He goes, super chat. I'm going to do the same thing. Super chat. Just... Or I could be like, super chat. Yeah, thank y'all for doing this tonight on the News is Not For Everybody. Everybody's all right. Y'all all right, people? Y'all all right? But I want to thank y'all so very much, and me being goofy here. But, you know, it's kind of interesting because the world is like a vampire, and it's draining my essence, okay? It really is. It's getting to the point of total annihilation, and you don't want your Arctic crab coming out of the mountain to take you out. And we don't want Batman peeping around the corner looking at you. And we don't want to be trying to fill up a container of gasoline at your local pump. So please don't be those type of people that do this. It's kind of silly and it's kind of scary. And it makes me cringe when I see stuff that makes me freak out. So what's your all's thoughts? Do y'all think we're going to go into another solar storm, so-called snow apocalypse, snowmageddon, something to that level? Is something going to come? Is something on the rise? Is something to that level? Is the temperatures getting ready to go to Arctic chills? Yes, it is, coming from the great north. And we are literally in the threshold of that happening here in the good old Bluegrass State. So shout out to everybody out there. I'm going to give a big shout to the... a couple people in the chat. Jamie, good seeing you. DGS, MMA, good seeing you, like always. And Wilford, and there was somebody else I wanted to say. Leonard, I think Leonard's in here. Johnny Kirk, is good seeing you. Oh, yeah, this is an announcement. I actually got an important announcement, so do not disconnect from the television right now. So I have this thing I'm going to do for everybody. So hear me out. I haven't figured out what I want to call it yet, but I got this certain thing. So in the future, I'm going to contact people, okay? So, like, if you're a follower on Visual Disturbance, or if it's somebody that I have your phone number, if I call you or say countdown in a text, you have an hour to comply, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to have it fun, and you can come on the Visual Disturbance channel, and we can have a chat. And if you don't come, I'm not going to ridicule you. I'm not going to bash you. I might put a cardboard cutout of you and have a conversation like I'm talking to the screen right now and do impressions. No, I'm just kidding. But in all seriousness, the rest of it, though, besides the little ending part there, I would, if I call you out or say countdown, you're on the clock. You're on the clock. And then communicate, I'll have you as a guest that day. No pressure. So if you're interested, and you think it's a good idea, let me know in the comments below, and then we can get on and have literally a conversation, a live conversation with Visual Disturbance. We can have a good time, just literally talk about whatever you want to talk about, as long as you keep it respectful to the channel and respect the YouTube policies, and we'll have a good time. That's kind of where I want to go. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you can talk about the blue crystals coming out of the earth, or if you can just talk about whatever. If you want to just talk about the air and it just don't smell right, it doesn't matter to me. We can get on here and talk about stuff and just commentary about Boomhauer from King of the Hill for all I care. As long as we can have a conversation, and the whole thing I want to do about it, the reason why I want to do it is for humanity's sake. I want to literally bring people together, all walks of life, and have literally one hoorah for humanity, because it seems like we're disconnected and we're believing literally everybody else, and we're not believing in what we can do and like be good people and be a good light to folks and literally be the change people need to see, instead of being like completely subjected to, like I said earlier, millimeter waves and to things that literally make you freak out and not think cognitively anymore. So I want to be fighting for humanity in a visual disturbance community, and I hope you guys like that. I hope you guys like the idea. So, Ray, good seeing you. There's a bunch of people in here. Faith and Repentance. And DC Cooper, what's up? Oregon, keeping it real over there, man. Has the Stargate opened up with the Bigfoot over there just yet? Probably has. Hope the woods are doing good, and I hope your health is good, DC Cooper. It's been a minute. Let's see who else. Oh, yeah, praise God. That's right. That's right. There's somebody in the chat. Most people never really look up. That's exactly the correct. I have vision issues, no joke. And it takes me sometimes to really dial in when I'm looking up in the sky, and to really get a good full perspective and really focalize on the object or whatever it is, cloud formation, what have you. And when I'm thinking about this, there's no excuse not to look up. But there's a good excuse to look down, right? Remember if you go on my channel here and look at the banner, a bay, I got one that can see. Everybody's looking down, nobody's looking up, you know what I'm saying? So, sending love from Central Texas people. I hope the grid is not down. I hope y'all I've seen just recently Mr. M33BBBB, whatever. I think, forgive me, I always butcher his channel, but I'm not trying to intentionally. But he was putting out a breaking news or a breaking thing on Breaking Bad, but on a Facebook post just recently talking about there was a lot of outages out your all's way. So big shout out to people out there in Texas, and then somebody said don't look up. Well, that's not good. Jeff Box, I can't even say that what you just said. Game over. Yeah. My throat's dry. But anyways, folks, there's a lot. Leonard, there you are, my friend. Leonard Allen. Good seeing you. Thank you so much. But I guess with that being said, we're an hour in here, and I just want to thank you all so very much for being part of the Visual Disturbance channel. Share, like, subscribe. If this is for you, welcome everybody to the channel. I pray you come back. I talk about a lot of different controversial topics, and sometimes I get really goofy on here. It's because the news is not for everybody. That's the type of topic and the type of format that it is. But there's a lot of serious content in the archives there, and I just try to have a good time and be literally a light instead of being a Debbie Downer. I can't believe I just said that. How sad. How sad. And just not be so negative, which is so very easy to do in this day and age. It's disgusting because the powers that be want to tear you down. So keep your head up, keep your head on a swivel, stay away from keep it fresh, keep it real, stay away from the happy meal. And I know a lot of people in the comment in the chat making me laugh. And thank you all so very much for being here. The Visual Disturbance community, check all the links in the description. Hit me up on X if you get an opportunity. And hit me up on Facebook and all the social media platforms. And hopefully the electricity doesn't go out tonight. Tommy Coberler, there you go, man. How you doing? North Carolina, Pilot Mountain. Oh, real quick, I'm glad you said something. I was getting ready to cut this show short. I was getting ready to take this whole thing down, man. Forgive me. Tommy, you just reminded me. I got one, man. I forgot to incorporate it in my slides. No joke. Give me 1 second to get this going here, folks. This is actually important. And I don't know why that I forgot it. So 1 second, I'll just throw it in here if I can. Bear with me. Sorry they did not have that for you guys. I always like to make sure that it's all runs smooth. But hey, we're on the end of the show anyway. So check this out. This is what I was going to say. So thank you, Tommy, for reminding me. Thank you so much. And I know, Tommy, it didn't really relate to I can't even remember what your comment was. Yeah, he said Pilot Mountain. So, yeah, Pilot Mountain. So I had this conversation with my family member last night, and the way the ice was hitting in Kentucky and then especially cutting off, it was like a circular pattern, right? So I looked, and I remember we did a show here on Visual Disturbance talking about the path of the total solar eclipse back in 2024. And oddly enough, this storm pattern, 2 years later pretty much, or give or take, almost 2 years, literally resonated as literally the same pattern, the same type of pattern flow. So it kind of made me wonder because, you have a lot of things in Texas. There's a lot of things in Tennessee. There's a lot of things in Kentucky that are literally on the hush-hush kind of setup, okay? A lot of things I've dug into, probably shouldn't even know about, but hey, I'm not going to talk about it today. But Pilot Mountain, if you look at the Bermuda Triangle and that circular pattern from the Pilot Mountain, there's this weird synchronization of literally megalithic structures, Indian mounds, star forts, and then you have Bermuda Triangle, and you have all these signatures and these locations we talked about in the Bermuda. I think it was the very first Bermuda Triangle program that I did on this channel. And talked about missing people and energy and different things with the weather phenomenon and weather anomalies and different ice to hot patterns, cold, go across the state, it'd be super hot, all these different things. And it's odd to me that this is happening. And I don't know if the amounts are getting more in depth and more deep out toward, Maine, Rhode Island, all that, but I think it is. And I think in Virginia, West Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, if my memory serves me correct, y'all was supposed to get a couple feet. But hey, like I said earlier, probably not because they got it all wrong. I don't know. Let me know if y'all, what y'all's, as far as accumulation is, because I heard 2 or 3 feet the other day. Y'all probably got like 5 or 10, but that's still a lot. It's just odd to me that this is all in that formation of that solar eclipse. Call it coincidental, call it strange. I think I call it literally, like I said earlier, with 50,000-year Greenland spaceship or whatever you want to call it, weather manipulation control mechanism in Greenland, and then all the speculation that's in Antarctica and Bermuda Triangle. The Pilot Mountain is such a huge deal for sure. But thanks, Tommy, because I almost forgot. The Brian Tucker. Don't trust yes, I know what you mean. Watch out for that drive, through. Don't go through the drive-through. But hey, anyways, keep it fresh, keep it real. The moon does cause things. The metal colder, yeah, oh yeah. JT. And there's all kinds of things the moon does at night. Interesting for gardening. When you're doing gardening in the summer, if we ever have a gardening season anymore, pick your cucumbers at nighttime. You will thank me later. Pick your cucumbers at night. It doesn't put stress on the vine. It doesn't shock. The sun doesn't shock. There's some food for thought. I know a thing or two, maybe a little bit. But yeah. Leonard, thank you for the super chat. And I think that's pretty much all I got, but you all keep throwing out these good nuggets in the chat. I'm going to start bringing up more slides. You know what I'm saying? Where's the beef? Craig Hagan. But yeah, there's so many people in the chat. Thank y'all so very much today. Seriously, thank you for the bottom of my heart. This means a lot to me that I can just even do this and I can articulate and actually talk about everything I enjoy to talk about, especially the stuff I've studied and deep topics and deep dives I've done in the past. I'm really super blessed that you all have took your time out of your busy schedule, and especially people that are snow-ridden and snowbound to their house. Thank you for spending your time with me at night here on Visual Disturbance channel. It is nothing but a blessing. I mean that. Everybody in the chat, God bless you all, seriously. And it really is. It's just a blessing. And I like I always say on this channel, this is like therapy for me, and I'm very blessed to be able to present and be able to do what I do here on the channel. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be able to do this. So thank y'all so very much. And like I always say, be the change. Well, big shout out to Rex League Project. If he's on here, I think he might be in the chat. Maybe if he's not, big shout out to him. He always say, be the change you want to see. And I'm always saying, be the better human. Let's be a better human. Let's have humility. Let's be a better change to our reality, and just treat each other better. Because you could see what can happen when men and women actually treat each other better and treat each other like they should, like the days of old, like the biblical days, like the ancient days, and we would be a better society. So, with that being said, Paul, good seeing you, man. I remember you, Paul. I hope your health is good, and I hope your wife is good, Paul. And I caught you. I caught you there in the chat, man. I caught you. I hope you're well. God bless you, and thank you for being here. But anyways, folks, I want to thank you. Nothing to see at the North Pole. That's right. There's all kinds of fun times at the North Pole. And Jeff Box, you're cracking me up. You're cracking me up right now with your emojis. But yeah, hit that like button, subscribe, share this thing out, share out the Visual Disturbance. I'm going to try to do more broadcasts here in the near future. Like I said, I had a few little hiccups, and there's been some family things going on. And I think we might be over all that. We're getting more over top of the hilltop, but I pray it'll all work out. But remember what I said, I'll be picking some random people in the future, come on the channel, and we'll do it periodically and have a little fun here on the channel, and just let's just do it. Let's just get it done, have a conversation. You know, it's just good to just talk to, I love to talk to anybody. So it would be a blessing to have you on here. But yeah, let's keep an eye out for that. I'll pray it works. If it doesn't, well, don't blame the messenger. If I can't figure it out and can't figure out how to do it safely, well, it might all fall through. But hey, welcome to Visual Disturbance, and thank you all so very much. My throat is drying out, and I guess it's those light pillars. But other than that, y'all be blessed. Thank y'all for the super chat. Thank y'all for your time tonight, and y'all spend an hour and something with me this evening. God bless you guys so very much, and keep it fresh, keep it real, stay away from the happy you-know-what meal, and we'll see you on the next one. Because Visual Disturbance, I am out of here, but until next time, good evening, good night, good morning, good day, whatever you want to say. Hey, Visual Disturbance, I'm out of here. Thank y'all for being here. See you on the next one.
I've got one that can see.